Thy mind is the maker of kingdoms. They told you that kings are born into bloodlines, that thrones are inherited, crowns passed down, and power is gifted only to the chosen few. But they lied. The true throne lies not in gold or armies or ancestry. It lies in the space between your ears. Thy mind is the maker of kingdoms. Every empire ever built began as a whisper in the dark, a flicker of belief in a soul mad enough to dream, a fire lit in silence, far from applause. Before the tower, the throne, the empire, there was only a man or woman with a thought they refused to surrender. Carnegie had no riches, only clarity. Edison had no light, only vision. Lincoln had no peace, only purpose. Ford had no factory, only faith. They did not wait for opportunity. They built it brick by bloody brick. They did not ask the world for permission. They demanded it answer. And now I ask you, what fortress lies unbuilt inside your thoughts? What crown rusts in the cellar of your self-belief? Your mind is the battlefield. The thoughts you entertain are the soldiers you arm. Most live their lives at the mercy of noise, distractions, comparisons, doubt masquerading as logic. They trade their thrones for comfort, their potential for security. They shrink because the world told them to, and then they wonder why their soul screams at night. But not you. Not anymore. Let this moment be your rebellion. Let it be the hour your mind breaks its chains. Because mindset is not a concept. It is a sword. It is your defense against mediocrity, and your weapon against the war of the ordinary. Belief is the ignition. The world does not bend for the strongest. It bends for the one who refuses to yield. When Disney was told his ideas were ridiculous, he sketched anyway. When Jobs was fired from his own company, he rebuilt anyway. When Mandela was thrown into a cell, he dreamed anyway. They did not believe in circumstances. They believed in destiny. And destiny, my friend, favors the obsessed. So build obsession. Not with things, with vision. Do you see it? Can you hold the image of your future so vividly that it becomes heavier than your past? Clarity is not found in thought. It is forged in decision. You do not stumble into greatness. You choose it. You declare it. You wake up to it. Vision gives your pain a purpose. It gives your suffering a spine. Without it, every challenge is a curse. With it, every failure becomes fuel. You will be misunderstood. You will be doubted. But if you carry your vision with discipline, the world will adjust. The same mouths that mocked you will ask for advice. Discipline, the most royal of virtues. It is not the flash that builds empires, but the fire that never flickers. The slow burn of repetition. The quiet, lonely hours no one sees. Discipline is doing what must be done, long after the thrill is gone. Most people wait for motivation. Kings train through boredom. Discipline does not shout. It simply shows up. Because action is the bridge. The great divide between dreams and reality is paved not with desire, but with decision. You must move. You must build. You must bleed. You must create when you are tired and push when you are broken. Do not mistake ease for peace. Do not chase convenience. There is no glory in comfort. Purpose, now there is power. Your purpose is not a job title. It is not a slogan or a passion board. It is the why behind your breath. It is the storm in your spine. Purpose is what pulls you from bed when your limbs beg you to rest. Purpose is what steadies your hand when the world shakes. You are not made for the shallow. You are not made to drift. You are the storm. You are the tide. Thy mind is the maker of kingdoms. But a kingdom is not given. It is earned. Earn it with clarity. Earn it with vision. Earn it with the daily decision to stay loyal to your higher self. Every hour you waste is a brick removed from your castle. Every excuse is a thief in your treasury. Guard your thoughts. Protect your gates. The wolves of doubt howl loudest at the door of greatness. And yet, gratitude is the shield. Gratitude turns burden into blessing. It makes the journey beautiful. It is not the denial of struggle, but the defiance of its control. Be grateful not after success, but through the struggle. For even your battles are proof you are still in the fight. Adaptability is thy chariot. The winds will change. The map will blur. But the captain who adjusts his sails does not curse the storm. You are not meant to break with the old. You are meant to bend, to learn, to outlast. Resilience is not how loud you roar. It is how quiet you rebuild. For every fall, rise with more wisdom. For every loss, rise with more grit. They will wonder how you did it, how you crossed that desert, how you conquered those inner demons. And you will smile, because you remembered, thy mind is the maker of kingdoms. And you claim the throne. There are no thrones without thought, no empires without belief, no victory without vision. Before a crown ever touched a head, it was forged first in the fire of the mind. The battlefield of greatness has always begun not in the world, but within the soul of a man who dared to imagine more. And if you are to rise, not just to survive but to reign over your destiny, you must understand this unshakable truth. Thy mind is the maker of kingdoms. You were not born to crawl when you were designed to command. You were not summoned into this world to serve mediocrity when greatness was written in your spirit's contract. Yet most walk through life like beggars, afraid to ask the world for more, afraid to believe that perhaps, just perhaps, they were meant for more than the noise, the doubt, the cycles. Every monument ever built, every fortune ever amassed, every revolution ever born, began first with an invisible, silent whisper that said, "It is possible." That whisper is the first spark, the seed, and your mind is the soil. But what have you planted there? Is it fear or faith? Doubt or determination? Distraction or discipline? Because the thoughts you tolerate become the life you inhabit. Let no man speak of fate before he has mastered his mind, for the only chains stronger than steel are the lies you repeat to yourself. Consider Edison, who failed 10,000 times before lighting the world. Do you think his invention was electrical before it was mental? He won first in thought, then in time, then in history. Andrew Carnegie saw empires where others saw dirt. Henry Ford imagined cars for the masses when the world still rode on horses. Walt Disney dreamed of kingdoms while sleeping in alleyways. These men were not gods. They bled. They wept. They failed. But they understood. The mind is the throne room. Rule there and the world bows. Yet you hand over your crown so easily. A bad day, a failed plan, a word of criticism, and suddenly you forget you were royalty. But hear this, the mind, once awakened, is more dangerous than any army. And when directed with clarity, belief, and persistence, it can bend the very world to its vision. So the question is not, can you rise? The question is, will you believe? Because belief is not passive. It is war. To believe in a dream when reality contradicts, it is rebellion. It is revolution. It is resurrection. It is to stand in the middle of the storm and say, "Still, I will build." But belief must be sharpened into clarity. Vision without direction is hallucination. You must see where you are going, not just hope for it. The world does not move for the vague. It yields only to the precise. What does your kingdom look like? Can you see it? Smell it? Taste the life you long to live? Because if you cannot define it, you cannot claim it. You must turn dreams into blueprints, and blueprints into bricks. And yet, vision alone is not enough. You must anchor it in purpose. A why so strong that no what can break you. Purpose is the soul's compass when the path is unclear. Without it, success becomes a burden and failure becomes a grave. But with it, even pain becomes fuel. Even delay becomes refinement. Even loss becomes rebirth. Do not chase success, chase purpose, and success will kneel before you. But purpose demands discipline. And discipline is the chisel that carves kings from stone. You will not always feel like showing up. But show up anyway. You will not always be motivated. But be consistent instead. The throne does not care how you feel. It rewards only what you do. You see, discipline is the crown's silent servant. It wakes before the world, trains when no one watches, works when applause is absent. It understands this sacred law. You do not become what you want. You become what you repeat. So repeat greatness. Repeat focus. Repeat execution. Not once. Not twice. But until the habit becomes your heartbeat and the rhythm of your life hums with excellence. And as you walk this path, as your thoughts evolve into actions, and your actions into outcomes, you will be tested. Not by enemies, but by yourself. Doubt will visit. Let it sit, then escort it out. Fear will knock. Acknowledge it, then deny it power. Failure will come cloaked as final. Laugh in its face. For no failure is permanent unless you call it home. The road to the throne is paved with resilience. And resilience is not strength. It is renewal. It is rising not once, but every time life strikes. It is knowing that scars are not shameful, they are seals of survival. Proof that you did not break. So carry your scars like medals. Let them speak not of pain, but of perseverance. Let them remind you that kingdoms are not built in peace, but in fire.